Good day, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at how to solve the DNA coded messages. So you all should have a sheet that looks similar to this, and with the second page has the code grid on it, and we're going to go right to the bottom of the code grid and show you how this works. So when you solve these puzzles, the first thing you have to do is you take the code that you're given. Notice how they're broken up into threes because that's how we're going to read the DNA later. And you have to base pair the opposite strand. So what does that mean? Well, we know from our DNA molecules that for every G there's a C. So opposite of G is C. So the opposite strand on this first one, since it's GGG, is CCC. Then on the second, we'll call it a triplet. C bonds with G, T bonds with A, C bonds with G. And on the third one, T bonds with A bonds with T, A bonds with T. C bonds with G, the G's bond with C. G bonds with C, T bonds with A, C bonds with G, A bonds with T, and C bonds with G. So now we have our opposite strand of DNA. Now we're going to take our opposite strand of DNA and we're going to go up into here and we're going to decode it. So we look up CCC. So notice the columns. I have everything that starts with A in this column, everything that starts with C, and then everything that starts with G, and everything that starts with T. So CCC is going to be in this first column here. So we got to find where CCC is, and CCC is right there. And so the decoding, that first word is the word science. Now we look up GAG. So we start with a column that's got the G's. GAG, the word is. ATT. So we go to the column that starts with the A's, and we find ATT. And ATT is at the end. Word is my. GCC. So we go to the column with the G's, and we find out where GCC is. And I missed it. GCC. Favorite. CAG. So we go to the C's, and we find CAG. Thing. And now TTG. So we go to the T's, and we look for TTG. And I missed it. TTA, TTG. Exclamation point. Boom. There. Whoops, put it on the wrong line. Our decoding is science is my favorite thing. All right, now that you know how this works, you have two that you're going to individually decode. So the first message is up here. You give me the opposite strand of DNA, and then you write down what the message is. Message 2 is a little bit longer. Might have some punctuation. Opposite strand of DNA and the message. And then the third part is you create a message to a partner. And then this is the tricky part because you need to give them the code. So you got to work your way backwards. So let's just say you wanted to give your code something like, my favorite sport is baseball, basketball. I saw a basketball one here. Okay. So the word my is on here. Okay. You don't give them ATT. You give them the base paired version of that. So you would give them TAA for their code. And then the word favorite is on here. So there's favorite. You don't give them GCC. You would give them CGG. And then the word sport. Oh, baseball is on there. It could be baseball if you wanted to. Is sport on the word here? Is sports not on here? My favorite. Okay, so sport's not on here. So that's what the blanks are for. So if you have a word that's not on here, you can put it on this grid right here so they know what that it is, and you give them your grid. And so sport would go right there. And you would give them GGT. I'm going to delete that so I don't forget that I put that in there by accident. So you give them the reverse of that. Your code has to be at least 5 words long with some kind of, what are those things called? Some kind of comma, question, exclamation point, period. You know what those are. All right, and then any word that's not on the list, you put in here and you give them your decoder sheet so they have all the words that you put in there. Questions? Feel free to message me on Teams. Good luck. Thank you.